So welcome everyone to my channel. I'm very excited to bring a new course on AWS Identity and Access Management. In short, it's called IAM. So why this course? So there are a lot of different tutorials on YouTube which talks about AWS IAM, but when I watched a few of those are not beginner friendly. And so I wanted to create something which everyone can watch step by step and learn these concepts so that you can apply in your organization or if you're planning to learn for any certifications. So AWS IAM is one of the free services, but it's also one of the complicated services, and it takes a long time to master this. And if you look at the AWS documentation, which is very thorough, by the way, I would always refer the documentation if I have any questions. But if you look on my screen here, it is around 1,700 pages long, right? There is a lot of things to learn here. And it's in order to get a good fundamental understanding of these different concepts, you don't have to learn all these different pages. Once you know if you go from the first principles and learn like what's going on, you can be very confident in your day-to-day job with AWS IAM, and that is what I'm planning to solve in this course. So I'm thinking about this course will have around 50 videos, around give or take, or more or less. But what I can promise you is it will be a step by step, so that if you spend a few minutes per day and within like a month or 2 months, you will get a good handle on how to use IAM within AWS. So there are many courses out there which we will start with one account and then let's quickly jump into creating users, groups, and policies, which is okay. But I want to teach that, but also with security best practices, because I've been in security for more than 20 years. So it's always in my back of my mind, so that whenever you create something, you want to make it secure. With that said, don't expect me to follow the absolute security best practices, because I'm trying to teach here. And if you go for all the security best practices, there is, for one thing, it gets really complicated very soon. The second thing is, I mean, it'll kind of prohibit your learning curve, right? So I want to keep it simple, at least in the beginning videos. And as we go along, we can try to add more advanced videos and you can learn a lot. So why should you learn from me, right? So again, my name is Raj Ganesh Pandurangan, and I've been working for more than 20 years. And for 15 years, I did pen testing. So I was a hands-on pen testing person. I worked with a lot of big organizations doing pen testing and working with the companies to improve the security posture. And recently, for the last few years, I've been working on cloud, and I've been helping customers with a lot of cloud related architectures so that they can deploy it in a secure way, right? And I've struggled with IAM a lot, and it is, if you're coming from an Active Directory background, IAM is something a little different. And it's also, like I said, it's not something simply you can master. But we're going to fix that. And you're going to learn everything, all the tools you need, and the knowledge is in this series. So if you watch everything, I can be very confident that you should be able to deploy IAM within your organization, right? So what are we going to be doing here? And like I promised, I want to create you a good structure here. So we're going to create not just one account, we're going to be creating an organization, and we're going to be creating a bunch of accounts. And I'm going to be teaching you how to create policies in one account and multiple accounts. Just to set the stage, I'm going to show you what we'll be creating in the beginning, the first phase, which is just to set the lab, which is not something to do with IAM, but this will help us in the subsequent videos where we will dive deep into some IAM principles, right? But I want you to follow step by step so you can follow along with me with the same lab structure. So what will we be doing here, right? I'm going to use my whiteboard session here. Hope you can see this here. Um, so we're going to create one org. I'm sorry, one account from scratch, and we're going to call it the org account. This is where you have to use your credit card, and this will be your primary billing account. So anything AWS charges, it will all come to this account. So we'll be creating one account. So as soon as you create this account, we're going to be enabling a feature called organization. So organization is a service which allows you to manage the entire organization. And it's one of the most recommended way. I wouldn't say most, it is the recommended way AWS is telling these days. So you need to have an organization so that you can control a lot of things. You don't have to know too much right now. Just follow along with me. It's pretty simple. And so I will have another course which will talk deep about organizations and how to create security policies and how to manage a big organization at scale. Right. For this course, we're just creating the lab, and we'll specifically focus on IAM in one or two of these accounts. Right. And then what we'll be doing is we'll be creating OUs, organization units, and we will call them dev, QA, and then prod. So we'll be creating three OUs, which is OUs here, organization units. And organization units, you can enforce policies so that if you have multiple accounts in each of these, all these accounts will have to abide by the policies enforced in the organization unit. So if you think about it, you can see the power that it gives us with one central place for us to make policies which will be allowed, so that all the accounts underneath will be forced to follow them, right? For this lab, we'll be just creating three accounts, not multiple, but you can feel free to create multiple accounts, because if you create an account, I don't think there's any charge in AWS. You can always check the cost in the AWS console, but if you just have an account and don't have any resources, you're not going to be charged anything, which is a good thing for us. So we're going to be creating three things, and I'll call it the dev account. We'll call the QA account, and then this is the prod account. So now we have three accounts, and then after that, we will for the few videos after that, we will be just using the dev account to see how we can work with a single account to learn IAM, right? Identity access management, how you can create resources, how you can create identities, how you can access those resources, how you can have some resources from denying certain things, right? So we will be learning all these things if you watch the whole course. So in AWS, it is all these are like secure by default, which means that you cannot access any resources unless you give specific or explicit permission, because everything is a default deny. I want you to take it to heart here. Default deny, meaning AWS wants you to make sure that you know what you're doing. So you kind of create these policies, and you attach it to identities, right? Or they call principles. Once you attach, that's when you can access something within AWS. So for the first few lectures, we'll be focusing only on one account. And then as we move along, we'll see how to do access from one account to another account or multiple accounts, right? So how does big organization manage hundreds or thousands of accounts, and then how you can jump from one account to another account. So you will have a very clear picture on how this is all come into picture, right? So just stay tuned and follow along. And I'm very confident that you're going to love this course, and it'll answer all the questions. And if you have questions, I'm very, very accessible. But again, my time is limited. So, but add your comments, and I'll try to answer as much as I can. And also, I'm also thinking about having some kind of an office hours once a week, where I can give you a Zoom session. We can all jump in and we can clarify all these questions. So I'm very excited for this course, and I'm taking a lot of effort and time into this. Hopefully, it'll help you. And if you think something needs to be improved, please let me know. I'll be happy to incorporate that. Okay. Without further ado, I'm going to stop here and then just watch the course in sequence so that you can become an IAM master or an expert in no time. Okay. See you all soon.